Well, hello my beauties. I am starting this video again. I wasn't going to record this. I wasn't going to. I haven't even announced it. It was going to happen because I think that this process is boring enough that I don't think you're gonna be wanting to take a look at how I do the trees. But I thought, right, if I don't do anything and then I tell my loyal, beautiful, amazing fans who adore me no end that I haven't, streamed how I've done these trees, they're going to be really disappointed. There's going to be a gap, a hole in their lives that I haven't been able to fill properly, and they will be totally and utterly bereft. I cannot cope with that pressure. I really can't. So I thought, okay, screw this. I'm going to record it. I'm going to put it out there, and then you can choose if you want to watch it or not. That's it, really. What I'm doing right now is to do the trees. Remember in the last video how I started doing all the trees in this area of the map, and I show you how I took one of the trees, made it into a completely new painting, and starting from there I did this tree here that way. Now I'm doing things differently. I'm working straight on the map, partly because I feel confident enough that I can do this without ruining everything, and working at a distance that will allow me to do cool stuff, partly to save time, and partly because most of these trees are separated anyway. They are not like these trees down here, that the whole thing is one mass of forest. These trees up here are completely different. They are separated. And before you say anything about, oh, the shadow looks different and the color looks different, I know, I understand. I'm going to be coming and going, using, the same color and the same everything, but different aspect of the goddess is looking after these trees. Different water is falling under these trees. We don't know. We have no idea. Maybe you do, and if you do, let me know. Look, because I'd love to hear what these people are doing to these trees. I don't know, but you might. So I look forward to hearing what your conspiracy theories are about the gardeners that look after that small forest. Or maybe they are not gardeners, they are just druids. Druids that water the trees with different water, who perform rituals that neither you or I know. That maybe they don't love plants as much as we do. What if they are like, I don't know, weird, demented druids who perform experiments on plants? Like a vet who experiments on animals because they get a kick out of it. I don't know if such thing exists, but I think that would be evil. I think that would be absolutely terrible, and I would hate to meet somebody like that. But maybe they exist. I don't know. There are psychopaths in every walk of life. I know there are psychopaths everywhere, so why not? It might be interesting. So anyway, coming back to these beautiful trees, I am doing the shadows first and foremost of all of them, because although I don't see a problem, because I can invent a story that would make the whole thing perfectly congruent, I would like all of these to have similar color, texture, etc., etc., because that way it makes it, more congruent. I don't mind about realism in my fantasy, but I care about verisimilitude. That's something. Maybe that's something I should dig into for the GMS Academy videos. What's the difference between realism and verisimilitude? Why one doesn't really matter that much, but the other one does, and what's the difference? Because realism Realism is that there are no fireballs anywhere. You know, fireball. They don't. I can't. They don't exist. Verisimilitude is what would happen if they actually existed, and I was able to do and throw a fireball. That would be verisimilitude. So anyway, maybe I'll go into this topic in one of the videos. Do you think that would be worth it? Would you like me to talk about this in one of the videos in GMS Academy? Yes? Okay. I can do that. No, that's fine. Anyway, I also thought this is going to be a pretty boring process for you. For me, something weird. Like some sort of strange choking. I love doing this stuff. I mentioned in the last video that I absolutely adore doing tedious, repetitive sort of work because it leads me to perfection. I don't know if you might have noticed, but I've changed the brush because the other brush I used for this tree here, it had the leaf had a little bit at the bottom that I didn't like, and this one has, but not as much. So I don't mind. I've added and changed the dynamics change and the diameter and the variation of the angle. See, I can change. Here's a one and a little bit of dispersion as well. Look at that. Everywhere. So anyway, that's what I've done to this brush, which works a treat because it's very chaotic, which as you know I like very much because this is meant to be a tree. It's not meant to be any planning that we know of. I know trees know exactly how they are growing, and we don't know how this is too much. We don't know how they grow. We really have no idea, but every single tree, every single branch, every single leaf, a tree has decided it has to be there. Imagine that. Imagine that trees, they have full and utter control on where they place every single one of their branches, their leaves, their roots, that they are there for a reason that we don't know, that we don't understand, but that it's real nevertheless. Then what? It's kind of scary thought, isn't it? Give me a second, let me check my WhatsApp, because I got a message from somebody. No, I'm not going to tell you. No, I'm just talking with my friends at the gaming club. That's a really kids we're meant to be having fun. And that's a fun. What I do. No, I appear to be this serious person who never goes out. But no, I have my friends in the club and I love them very much. And I have great fun. But you know one thing that happens in my gaming club right now? And my gaming group, I am by far, by very, very far the oldest of the group. I am very well, carried out, very well supported, and very fine looking. Thank you. 46 years old, and I have people in my club, I have people in my gaming group that I am playing the Tomb of Annihilation with who could be my kids. Yes, that makes me feel so weird. So strange. The parents of my friend Agustina are younger than me, and she just finished, literally now, finished her degree to become a teacher. And her parents are younger than me. And I play role-playing games with her. I play Dungeons and Dragons with her. And we have an absolutely amazing and fantastic time. She is utterly adorable and very, very insane and so clever. It's disgusting. It is disgusting to see how bloody clever these freaking millennials are. When I was their age, I could almost still believe in Santa Claus, for goodness sake. I cannot believe how stupidly naive and ignorant of life I was when I was 22 years old. Seriously. Whenever people complain about millennials, she says millennials are way better prepared than we are. They know about life way more than we do. They have experience at their age way more than we have. And yeah, of course, they're lazy bastards. No, they aren't! They freaking aren't! Millennials are amazing. I mean, they're entitled and they have their things that I'm thinking, oh my god. The future is in the hands of these people. My pension is going to depend on these people. And I get really scared. But seriously, don't mock millennials just because they are absolutely full of potential, amazing potential. And I think that our world is going to be way better when they take over and they think, you know, people, just stop fucking up. You're done. Just go there and play games, you know. Here are some dice. And things will be a lot better. I genuinely believe so. Things are going to be a lot better. I'm looking forward to that. So anyway, yes, my game group. So that's where I am. I have no idea why I started talking to you all this. But tough. I don't know what else to talk to you about now because now you've cut my flow. I'm blaming about this. So anyway, I'm kind of 46 years old. I don't find this tedious at all. I quite like it. We have spoken about mad druids who are making experiments with trees, and that is evil because experimenting with animals and plants, that's a bad thing to do. Very, very bad thing to do. I know some people think it's necessary, but I think it's evil. And we're going to get a color like this one. Oh yeah, because I was replying to a WhatsApp message that you gossipy people wanted to know what it was about, and I'm not going to tell you. Now you're going to have to live the rest of your life without knowing what that message was about. Maybe I was getting orders, from some secret organization to carry out a coup in a remote country where the government needs to be toppled. If I could do that, I would do that in the US. But I can't do that. It's just me. What am I going to do? Can you imagine me as president of any country? I would make D&D or role-playing games a compulsory subject in pretty much every single school. And I would change the flag of the country. I would have a rainbow somewhere. And I would make sure that the word trans appeared in the anthem as a cool thing. And then I would stop people from being allergic to cats. That would be, like my second amendment. Everyone is entitled to have as many cats as it takes to enjoy their day and be overwhelmed by cuteness when one feels down. That would be compulsory. That would be in the constitution of my country. or dogs, if you prefer dogs, that would be acceptable as well. I would make illegal to kill spiders. If you kill the spider, you would be in some serious problem. Because spiders are amazing, and bats. Bats are really cool too. And I would make people be pescatarian for 1 day a week at least, and vegetarian for 2 days a week, or maybe 3, perhaps, I don't know. That might be a bit too many for some people. I would make cheese the national dish, all of them, and I would make learning languages something completely compulsory. Whatever language you want, except Klingon. No, because only Klingons can speak Klingon, and they haven't come to this planet yet, so it would be useless. And learning languages is the best thing ever that can happen to a human being. Because, you know, I'm being serious about this, not about the Klingon thing. Maybe you want to learn Klingon or whatever, waste your time, that's fine. But I mean it. If you're going to ever learn anything that will always be useful, no matter what you do in life or with your life, is learning languages. If you want to be an artist, learning languages will help. If you want to be a writer, knowing languages will help. If you want to be a doctor, knowing languages is a massive, mega help. Huge help. Anything you do, languages will be useful. But if you learn history and in reality what you want to be is a lawyer, then what are you doing? Why would you do that? It's ridiculous. Stop doing that. If you want to be a lawyer, study law, not history. Jesus. You really are making the wrong decisions in your life. What's wrong with you? There's nothing wrong with being a lawyer. No, it's not true. I mean, they are worth it and they're trustworthy. One good friend of mine, my friend Nacho, is a lawyer, and I trust him with my life and yours. He's a good guy. So why do you think that of lawyers? No, I don't always have these sort of conversations with myself when I am alone. And if you want to know if this is because I'm on camera, partly. Don't get me wrong, I can keep talking bollocks for ages. I am really good at that. I can keep going and going. It's very rare that I need to be silent. Ha ha ha. How does my husband stand that? Very, very funny. Well, he loves me, that's why. And he doesn't love you. So, there. And I am very good at improvising nonsense. It might not be funny. I know I'm not particularly funny, but I am very good at improvising. Oh, what have I done here? Look what you made me do. I'm blaming you. Well, no, it doesn't matter. The keyboard has stopped working, that's what's happening. My keyboard does that from time to time. It's like, no, not going to work anymore. And it stops working, lazy bastard. You just have to unplug it and replug it again. I don't know why it does it. Do you know why it does it? Let me know if you do. Because it can be frustrating at times. Not very often. But it can be frustrating at times, you know, when you're chatting away or writing some Facebook shit, and then you look at your screen and think, oh shit, I didn't write those last 3 sentences. You have to start again, and then you think about, am I going to say this right? Should I? Should I? Because that's how I think you all think. And keep doing it, and you have to retype everything, which is annoying. Anyway, this is the 3rd color that I apply to my trees. As you can see, it's starting to look super duper gorgeous. And last but not least, there you go, very luminous. I like luminosity. I know. I like luminosity. I like my trees and my leaves to be insanely beautiful. I'm going to make them small. I'm going to make them about 15. And then again here, I'm going to apply the highlights. Like so, like here, and here. And I'm going to do here. Again, the light comes from this angle here. I remember that we did this. That's where the light comes from, exactly. See, I haven't forgotten. Like here. And here. And here. I'm going to keep going here. No, I'm not. Tea. Sorry, no, coffee. I'm having coffee. Sorry. Excuse me. I don't know. Martin bought them. Martin is my husband, for those of you who don't know. I have an amazing husband and I love him so much, and I think he loves me too. Yes, I'm sure. And anyway, he bought them somewhere because when we decided that we wanted to live in Spain, he thought, but I am British! He doesn't speak like that. I want to have something, you know, to commemorate Anglo-Spanish relations. So he bought some Union Jack and some Spanish flag coasters, and those mugs. Oh, you want to see that repeatedly? I know. It's like I can read your mind from here. No, because this tree is going to be drawn a different color. I have different plans. There's a different tree. That tree in itself is a temple for a specific creature. I don't know what creature, and I'm not going to tell you yet. When I decide, I might, and if I decide to write down every one of these things, I might make this small mini supplement for drive-through or whatever. We'll see. Would you like to do that? Yes, darling. Okay, I might do that. I might need your help though. Maybe you want to help me with this? Yes, that would be very nice of you. I appreciate that. Thank you. See, I knew that you had it in you. Anyway, I keep dotting. Less trees. By the way, this streaming is going to end when I finish with these trees because I want to prepare a GMS Academy video based on the hero's journey. Because we hear a lot about the hero's journey, but I don't think we hear enough about where it comes from, who Campbell was, and where does the formula originates, and how is it broken so it can be used and reused many times. And at some point, it would be amazing to take, for example, for instance, a movie and dissect it, because there's so many movies, like pretty much any Marvel film uses the hero's journey as a template. And Captain Marvel does that so well, so well. I like that film a lot, and that probably works. No, I have to cable this. Do you know? Yes. Oh yeah. I like that. But we're going to add some darker green. We're going to do it with a very, very fine brush. We're going to fine. I'm going to add more opacity because I want it to be. Are you working? Good night. little bits, just to give a little bit of volume to the leaves and the tree itself. I think that having that kind of it gives a little bit of more chaos to the canopy, and I like that quite a lot. As you can tell, even though I sound like an idiot, I'm taking this actually quite seriously. Even though I'm still learning an awful lot. I haven't done trees until just a few days ago. But going through this process of learning these things, and actually, to be honest, sharing them with you, even though there might be absolutely nobody watching this, but it's a great incentive to keep going, to do things, to show you. Because, I don't know, I feel comforted by the notion, by the thought that perhaps somebody's going to find this amusing, interesting, perhaps useful at some point. And I'd like to think that. So remember that we're thinking sunset, so we're going, I think it should be a lot less visible. So we're adding some orange highlights, very gentle. Very few. See, now I'm talking serious because of you. I was having a great time, and now I'm all self-conscious. I'm talking bollocks, and that's terrible. The things you do to me. I think this is because I know that no one's watching. If somebody is watching this, and by the way, if you're watching, I have absolutely no idea that you're watching, because I'm not really paying attention to YouTube. I'm just paying attention to, I don't know, both hands. I'm just paying attention to this. And then I'm going to finish this, and the transmission will end. Why? Because it's 25 minutes past 5 in my country. This is my country. You're welcome here, by the way. I'd love to have you around. If you're trying to escape the United States or anywhere else, we'd love to have you around. So get in touch. Visit us. I think you're going to find this to be a very agreeable set of people. I'm not even that. You make up your mind. I think it's going to be a line of one level. Yes, I'm going to have to erase. But no matter. No matter, because I have a brush to erase things that erases things in a manner that it's not like erasing the tree trunks, but it does erase things in a way that allows me to keep the chaos, so it's not very obvious. But it does a good job. I make a mistake, which is very often, as you can tell. The thing about this, I'm just thinking about it now, is that I bet you anything that my neighbors think they have a crazy neighbor. My neighbors are probably worried now. I don't think they should be. I don't think they have a reason to be. But it might be. I don't know. I'm going to, just to finish this transmission for today, before I go though, something I wanted to experiment with. Have you noticed my voice, how it changes when I take things seriously and when I'm talking bollocks? Get to know me. Anyway, what I'm going to do is to try and change the saturation of the roofs, because one of the things that I think I've done wrong with this painting is that the whole thing is very saturated. Oh, yeah, I don't like it. I think a little bit of saturation, a little more is better. And if I do the same with, that looks a little bit better. Oh yeah, baby. And the trees. down here. Oh my god, even black and oh my god, these are burnt trees. No. Take the saturation a notch. Just a notch. Like so. Can you see the difference? Subtle, but important. Subtlety matters. Matters a lot. Anyway, I think in any case, I am going to redo the floor anyhow, so it doesn't matter. And I think the next thing I'm going to tackle is going to be the stone floor. The stone floor, that's the floor, the wall. What am I talking about? The wall, and see what happens. That's going to be an interesting one because I don't know how I'm going to do that because there's so many stones, so many stones. Yeah, I should have done something simpler. But what can I say? I don't know. No, I haven't forgotten that tree. I haven't forgotten that tree. I haven't forgotten these bushes. I've not forgotten these trees here. They may go away because I'm thinking about making this into an elevated place, which will make it very interesting because then we'll have to make a little waterfall here. Or maybe another waterfall there. We'll see. I don't know. I'll think of something. Anyhow, thank you so much for subscribing because I know by now you have subscribed. Cheers. And well, I'll talk to you very soon. Thank you very much.